Oh, hello, everybody.
Oh, there you are, Riff. I had no idea that I put you there. There you go. Right back with your Barney pals. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. How are you? That's excellent. Anyway, welcome back to Barney's Anniversary Month. Today, we are finally here because we are diving straight into the second generation of the hit era Barney home videos, the ones that included our beloved orange hadrosaur. Were those videos overlooked by fans? Well, let's find out, shall we? Cue the music! Let's make music, or let's go to the fun fair in the UK and Australia. Well, here we are, everyone. Not only the start to the second generation of the hit era, but also the introduction of our little hadrosaur. Melanie is going to the fun fair to play in the talent show, but she was nervous and scared about playing her violin in front of an audience. But with some cheering up from Barney, they are about to go to a special fair to try on dreams. And of course, with some imagination, the closet opens and they went into the outdoors to go to the fair. But of course, they have to wait on their friends, BJ and Baby Bop, as they sang I Just Can't Wait. Before that they can go to the fair, they have to wait for another character to show up, which they haven't seen for a long time. But before that they could see it, they have to look for a red balloon, and to their surprise, everyone was holding red balloons that are big and small. And then with some Barney magic, a big, giant balloon appears with the arrival of Hit Entertainment's latest creation, Riff, the 6-year-old orange hadrosaur, and the cousin of BJ and Baby Bop. After dropping Riff off, Barney introduces Riff to Melanie, and after that, they sang I Hear Music Everywhere, which is very catchy, and I can understand that this song is a favorite from the Barney desk. Anyway, the little dinos and Melanie wondered where is the fair, and it is as close as their imaginations as Barney sings Imagine a Place, which, unfortunately, this was the final usage of the song, unless if you count 2009. After imagining on what they can hear, the gang arrived at the fair, they hand Mr. Hatter the tickets, and they went in there to have some fun as they sang Adventuring at the Fair. Riff went to the stage when BJ carried his bag, and they went to see a lamb who won a ribbon for a spelling bee, and then they sang a remix version of Mary Had a Little Lamb. After that, they meet up with BJ and Riff again, and Baby Bop is excited to ride on the Ferris wheel. But at the same time, Baby Bop is scared to go because she never been on the Ferris wheel before, as she sang Trying Something New. After taking a deep breath, Baby Bop is not so sure about riding on the Ferris wheel, so Melanie decided to go with her to ride on the Ferris wheel together. Melanie handed over the ticket and they got onto the yellow seat on the Ferris wheel. And as the wheel began to move, Baby Bop is having the time of her life as they sang, Hey, look at me, I can fly. Even BJ and Riff joined in on the fun. After they came across the elephant sign, BJ was pretty nervous again, so BJ, Baby Bop, and Riff decided to play some games. After having fun in these cutouts of a strong man and an astronaut, a man with stilts came by and they have to guess his funny name who likes to boppity bop. And of course, it's Mr. Knickerbocker, as they sang the song itself. After the song, Baby Bop asked Mr. Knickerbocker about the elephant rides, and it's right past the Pickle Palace, and then he leaves. BJ is unsure about this yet, so he decided to check out another game. So after singing How Does This Thing Work while working on a animal plush, which turns out to be a blue and yellow macaw, Barney magically turns the plush into a real macaw, not to mention Riff mimicking various sounds. But that last sound came from an elephant because they'd finally made it to the elephant ride. BJ felt pretty guilty about this, so he told everyone the truth that he never rode an elephant before, and he made it all up, and he dreamed of having a ride on an elephant. But it was a little bit scary for him, so Barney told him that he can do almost anything when he just believes in himself. Just like Baby Bop earlier, Melanie decides to ride with BJ, so after some courage and determination, he rides on an elephant as they sang the elephant song. After the elephant ride, they decided to go to the dunking booth while Riff goes to the stage and he asked Melanie to go with him. They got to the stage and Riff was putting the final touches to all of his instruments, and he gives Melanie her violin and she could help him with his song as they sang "You Can Make Music With Anything." After doing great, Melanie's violin went off key. Again, she scurries off to the merry-go-round as she sang "Why Can't I" because she couldn't play her violin and thought it was a silly dream. I honestly relate to her at a major level. This poor girl, how can you not relate to her? Melanie told Barney that she couldn't play her violin in a crowd of people and she had let everybody down, but that is not the reason why they came to the fair, because everyone wants to have fun. After the three little dinos found Melanie, they showed her the dunking booth, which is your typical dunking booth, but when someone get dunked into some soapy water, they would get beautiful face tattoos. Melanie got onto the dunking booth and Barney throws some balls to target to dunk her. And then everyone was starting to have some fun with an amazing and funny montage while Laugh With Me plays in the background. After all of the fun, Riff has to get things ready before performing on stage, and Melanie decided to watch him play a song. After the juggler juggling some balls, Mr. Hatter introduces the audience to Riff and his one-man band, but unfortunately, the piano keyboards were not tight enough, causing the whole piano to break. Melanie wanted to help, but she forgot about the crowd, and she is unsure about playing her violin, but the three dinos are here to cheer her on. Melanie told Riff that she will be right beside him, so she sung a reprise of Trying On Dreams where everyone joined in. Barney is so happy that Melanie made Riff's dream come true, and he is also happy that Melanie is performing on the stage. The crowd loved it so much that they asked for more, so they sung a reprise of Adventuring at the Fair. After a strong round of applause and taking a bow at the audience, Melanie is back in her bedroom and it is all a dream, and she could make it all come true because everyone believes that the ones they love, as they sang a beautiful rendition of I Love You. After some applause from Melanie's parents, she is ready to play her violin at the fair. Her father can't wait to go to the fair, and Melanie told her mother about it, bringing this video to a satisfying close. The development of the video began around 2005, and the B&F crew approached series writer Cheryl Amateur to acquire to write a home video that would take place at a fair. This video's title was originally going to be Barney's Fantastic Fun Fair, and then Trying On Dreams before landing on Let's Make Music. Not to be confused with the Season 9 episode of the same name, by the way. Originally, Let's Make Music was going to be a movie during development, but it was eventually decided to stay as a Barney home video. This video was originally going to be focusing on a boy named Miles, but the crew decided that a main character should be a girl, who eventually became Melanie, and this was her first appearance before she was carried over into the television series from seasons 10 to 12. Speaking of casting, the Red Queen's outfit is the same outfit worn previously for the Queen of Hearts in Be My Valentine Love Barney. Josh Martin portrays Barney on the DVD menus, and the bonus feature, Barney's Big Balloon. Danielle Vega, the actress of Kim, made an appearance in the video as a dancer, and then she would be a dancer again in Dancing in Season 10. The Goldstein sisters made their appearance as featured fairgoers before they would portray the role of Sophie and Sadie in Season 10. Madison Pettis makes a cameo in the video, and at the Ferris wheel during the DVD menu of the video, Carrie Stinson wore a Barney half suit. I looked at the footage and I could barely tell the difference between that and the season 10 costume. I could go on and on and on about the script changes and other things in this video, but if I did, I would be here all day. So let's move on to Riff. I know I talked about him in my season 10 review in the series, but I just wanted to go over of how he came to be. According to Hit Entertainment, as well as executive producer Karen Barnes, Riff was created to add some musical diversity in the series and was supposed to aid in bringing the show into a wider international audience. And according to Michaela Dietz, he was originally going to be outgoing, edgy, and rad before he quickly became a watered-down version of a shy boy. His costume was built in 2005, but unlike the costumes of Barney, BJ, and Baby Bop, Riff is the only character to not be designed by the Irene Corey Design Associates. Although, before he became Riff, the unproduced Barney's Magic of Music by Stephen White, he was originally going to be named Zach. As I stated before in my Season 10 review, Riff is a great character, and he fits well with the rest of the Dino fleet, and once again, Michaela Dietz does a pretty good job voicing him. Riff may be high-pitched when he made his television debut, but over the course of the show, his voice would get deeper as time went on. After the show's conclusion, Dietz would continue pursuing her acting career, voicing Amethyst and a couple of characters in Steven Universe, Michelle Green in Craig of the Creek, V in The Owl House, Wallace in Baby Shark's Big Show, and recently, Rebecca Bex in the Super Duper Bunny League, so you can tell that she had an amazing career since then. Filming for the video occurred in October 2005 at the Frisco Comets Park in Frisco, Texas, and Bob Woodruff Park in Plano, Texas. When it was released on September 5th, 2006, it was considered to be one of the best DVDs of the year for ages 2 and up in the Parenting Magazine issue that was released in February of 2007. A few years later, it would also make its way into some streaming services like Netflix from 2014 until 2017, the official Barney the Dinosaur YouTube channel, and Tubi alongside the other Barney home videos in the streaming package Barney and Friends specials. This was the first appearances of the Season 10 Barney, Baby Bop, and BJ costumes. This was the first time where Barney comes to life off screen. This was the final video to be directed by Jim Rowley, and this was the first video to be written by Carter Crocker. I gotta say, this video is really enjoyable. I love the filming locations that this video took. Riff is an interesting character. It has a nice message about discovering dreams that are bigger than they imagine, and of course the songs which will be carried over into the show, like Trying on Dreams, How Does This Thing Work, You Can Make Music With Anything, Why Can't I, and of course I Hear Music Everywhere. Not to mention that the guitar version of I Love You would be used again in the season 11 episode, The Sleepless Sleepover. Despite the dated CGI balloons in the background, this video is still really good in terms of plot, its message, and characters. So I give Let's Make Music an 8 out of 10. Let's Go To The Firehouse! Well, what do you know? The fourth installment of the Let's Go series, and we get another video filmed on location. After the firefighters helped a woman after getting her foot stuck, the fire chief looked for Scout, but he had disappeared. A few days go by and the kids are pretending to be various people, Amy being an airplane pilot, Tracy being a nurse, and Ryan being a firefighter. After giving Barney a nice push down the slide before he comes to life, the kids told him that they are playing on what they want to be when they grow up, as they sang When I Grow Up, and this was the last usage of the song. Then they went to help out Riff and Baby Bop after Riff nearly tipped and dropped the box full of gears and a grabber, I guess. Riff wanted to be an inventor when he grows up, and he has to think of an idea of how he's going to invent this, so he sang the idea song. After that, Riff went to the caboose to start inventing while the kids and the two dinos went to play. After telling Baby Bop on what a hero means, they went off to pretend to be heroes. BJ came by after throwing his basketball into the tool shed, and then he was surprised that the ball moved towards him. BJ went back and forth with the ball until he saw a dog, which in actuality, it's Scout, but of course BJ didn't know at the time, so BJ leaves him and then a few seconds, Scout got his knapsack. Then, Scout was hungry, so BJ grabbed a sandwich just so that he could share it, but with pure convenience, Scout is already at the picnic table. BJ hands a slice of the sandwich to the dog, and despite not having a tag, BJ and Scout have become friends as we got them a montage of the dino and dog together while Best of Friends plays in the background. And this is pretty nice stuff. I mean, you got BJ putting a handkerchief on Scout, trying to break the fourth wall behind the tree, brushing his fur, etc. They're just having fun. When Barney, Baby Bop, and the kids got back, BJ showed everyone the dog that he found, and the kids got the permission from Barney to pet him. BJ renamed Scout to Snuffles because, as he stated,
"This guy can sniffle, sniff out anything."
After a montage of dogs while Let's Do the Tricks My Doggy Does plays in the background, Snuffles was barking for danger. And then the smoke alarm went off in the caboose, so they got themselves onto the gazebo, but Baby Bop is worried about Riff. But luckily, the firefighters are here to take care of the situation. Chief Barnett is making sure that everyone is far away from the caboose, and then with some relief, Riff was helping Taylor out of the caboose and then her mother took her home. After a good lesson of fire safety tips, as well as one of the firefighters carrying out Riff's invention after it hit the smoke alarm, Barnett is glad that everyone is safe as they sang "People Helping Other People." One of the firefighters and the chief gave Riff a smoke alarm just so that he wouldn't be in danger. Then Chief Barnett talked about their rescue dog Scout being missing for a few days ago. Then the kids and the little dinos played with their rescue dog. Barney and the chief has to think of something to convince BJ that the dog is Scout, so Barney asked Barnett to have some visitors because they will be doing a safety show at the firehouse this afternoon. Barney talks about this to the dinos and the kids, and they are excited about this, but first, Riff has to think of something on what he should make before they went to the show. So Riff and the kids went into the caboose to start thinking while Barney, BJ, and Baby Bop had a nice ride on the fire truck. On their way to the firehouse while Here Comes the Fire Truck plays in the background. Once they got to the firehouse, the dinos are amazed to see the fire trucks. While they are not red, fire trucks can be painted and made in different colors. After explaining to Baby Bop about the boots and pants being close to the jackets, BJ is still not convinced about the dog's real name, so the chief gives the dinos a tour around the firehouse. After showing them the hose and ladder inside the fire truck, they are excited to explore the firehouse as they sang "Living in the Firehouse." The dinos enjoyed the tour and they are impressed that they had a place to read, eat, and sleep. BJ found Snuffles sleeping in his bed, and he can come back for him later since he does need some rest, as we get footage of the toddlers and animals sleeping while everybody needs a nap plays in the background. Back at the caboose, Ryan and Amy are impressed by Riff's inventions, but Riff has to think of something to help the firefighters, so Amy decided to go to the computer to get some ideas. Then, Tracy found a book about firefighters and explaining on what else they do aside from fighting fires. And that is what Ryan is going to be when he grows up, as they sang "When I'm a Firefighter." While Ryan puts the stuff away, Amy shows them a firefighter training program, which the footage itself was taken all the way back in season 6. After that, Tracy was reading a section in the book about smoke alarms, and that gave Riff an idea. Amy and Tracy went to ask their parents about the show while Riff sings "Thinkity Think," and he immediately had an idea, and he went to work on it. Back at the firehouse, BJ was checking on Snuffles, and Baby Bop will have no idea if a firefighter hero walking into the corner, but as it turns out, Firefighter George is doing his chores, cleaning up the firehouse, and it's important to keep everything neat just so that they would know and where they put those things. As we get footage of kids cleaning up after themselves while cleaning up plays in the background. Baby Bop is still looking for a hero and wonders what a hero looks like, and Barney tells her that they can be big or small, young and old, and it can be anyone who help others no matter how dangerous it is. After looking at some firefighters with the exercising equipment, the dinos did some exercising as well as they sang "Exercise is good for you." After their exercise, Baby Bop is hungry, so one of the firefighters took the dinos to the kitchen for a snack. But before that they could think on what they wanted to eat, Riff came by and showed them his invention. And that is a special smoke alarm for the firefighters, and Barney suggested that he should show the smoke alarm for the firefighter show. It's now showtime, and Chief Barnett welcomes the audience to Barney the Dinosaur. And the audience are having fun while also learning about fire safety, such as never play with matches, stop, drop, and roll, getting low onto the ground to escape, and listening to some different sounds on the smoke alarm. After their amazing efforts, Barney makes them honorary firefighters. Barney introduces the audience to a special guest, firefighter Kevin George, and explains to the audience that when a firefighter gets a call, they had to act and dress fast, so they sung "Hurry, hurry, put the suit on" while George was demonstrating to put the suit quickly. After explaining about the firefighter suit, and then giving firefighter George some hugs, they got themselves a call and they needed some honorary firefighters, so they went on their way to help out. Then the teenage girl shows the chief on where her little dog is, and when they got to the hole, it is very small for anyone to go in, so BJ suggested that Snuffles could find the girl's dog. After some bravery and determination, Snuffles finally found the girl's dog. BJ now realized that Scout belongs to the fire chief, so he lets him go, and he will never forget him, and he did a pretty good job of taking care of Scout. But he can always come to the firehouse anytime he wants. After they sang Hero, the firefighters went on their way to the firehouse with Scout by their side. When they got back to the park, everyone had a really great time at the firehouse, and Baby Bop now knows and found out on what a real hero is, while BJ is rolling the ball into the tool shed, missing Scout/Snuffles. While it may not be easy, he did give him back to the firefighters just so that he could help others. And that makes him a hero to his cousin and his sister. After they sang the famous song itself, the little dinos head themselves back home, bringing this video to a close, minus the end credits showcasing the firefighters. If I had to guess about its production, I would have assumed that it would take place sometime around 2006. Anyway, this marks the 4th video in the Let's Go series. This was the final time that the 2001 Hit Entertainment logo was used before they used the current logo. Ryan pushing Barney down the slide is a reference to the Season 8 episode, It's Hot, It's Cold, and this was the final time where Barney and all of his dino pals sing the famous I Love You song. And this was Riff's only chance to do so. As far as costumes and casting goes, Christian Subton Ford filled in the role of Baby Bop while Julie Johnson was absent once again for unknown reasons, but she would eventually return to dub over her lines, while Ford remains uncredited. Now let's talk about the costume designs. This design of Barney is considered a prototype version of the Season 11 suit. Not only that this was used in the video, but also a few promotional appearances, and compare that to the Season 10 costume, the suit is bulkier, especially around the torso and legs, and his face is wider and softer with a large open mouth and eyes that are slightly farther apart, and the eyelids are positioned closer together, giving him a gentler look. And the colors of the suit remain consistent with the Season 10 costume. I'm gonna be honest. This suit is alright, but it's possibly the weakest suit out of all the Barney suits made over the years, but this prototype Barney is alright regardless. Now onto BJ, and as you can see, the frills on the side of his head appeared rounder, and the top point is slightly bent, and it's kinda similar of how BJ looked in the Land of Make-Believe and Let's Go to the Farm before this. Basically Hit era BJ, but with rounder frills. Nothing much else to say about it. As for the kids, well, the actors who portrayed Dylan and May in Season 11 made some cameos during the Firehouse show, and the actress of Megan in Season 11 can be spotted during the tunnel rescue scene. Now onto this teenage girl portrayed by the great Debbie Ryan, or Deborah Pop as she was named in the credits. This is one of her earliest and first roles, and I gotta say, she's pretty good for the most part. Not spectacular, but she does set up her foundation to become an actress, singer, and songwriter, appearing in Muppets Most Wanted, The Sweet Life on Deck, Wizards of Waverly Place, Goldie and Bear, Dare I Say It, Velma, and one of her memorable roles, Jessie, which her character will be seen in a Ultimate Spider-Man crossover. She may not be as a recognizable Barney celebrity like, say, Selena Gomez, but you gotta give her at least some credit. This video is pretty solid, from the Fire Station 5 and the city of Frisco being great filming locations. The songs in this video are pretty good, like Thinkity Think, the fire safety melody, which Stop, Drop, and Roll is the best part of it, and Living in the Firehouse. Some songs will be carried over into the show, while some other songs get used once and then never again. I also like the friendship between BJ and Scout, or Snuffles as he calls him. Sure, he is pretty oblivious to not know that Scout belongs to the firehouse, but the friendship between a dino and a dog is cute and wholesome, even when BJ realized that the dog belongs to the firehouse. Overall, Let's Go to the Firehouse is a great and solid video in terms of characters and learning about firefighters as well as the firehouse. So for that, I give this video an 8.6 out of 10. Barney's Dino-Mite birthday. Well, after 2 great videos, we are back to the clip shows. Today is a very special day because the kids are going to be throwing a perfectly purple birthday party for Barney. When Ryan took his blindfold, they surprised him before Barney comes to life and said happy birthday to him. After singing A Perfectly Purple Day, BJ, Riff, and Baby Bot came along bringing the presents, and then they started to play some party games and recounting their events featuring clips from Barney and Friends seasons 8, 9, and 10, as well as Let's Go to the Firehouse. Not to mention that the dance sequence was taken from Coming Over to Barney's House. After giving Barney his birthday presents, everyone surprised him with a cake as they sang Barney's birthday song. Barney made a wish and blowed out the candles, and his wish had come true, to have all of his friends. After singing the famous song itself, confetti pops out while everyone cheered for Barney's birthday, bringing this video to a close. This video was released on September 11, 2007, a couple of days before season 11 would air on September 17th. This was the first appearance of the season 11 Barney costume. This video was filmed right after Full Team Ahead, and That's What a Mommy Is, and of course, Barney's favorite cake is pistachio, which foreshadows the events of the premiere episode of season 11, Pistachio. Also, random observation, this woman in the purple chef's hat just looked at Baby Bob, and I could have assumed that she would have been like, "Really? Do you really need to tell him that?" Another thing that I would point out is the actors who portrayed Destiny, Nathan, Dylan, Daniel, and May in future Barney episodes appeared as uncredited park extras. To promote the video and coincide it, Barney went on a 20-city nationwide tour in the US called Barney's Big Purple Bus Tour from September 2007 to March of 2008. And it would also get a live show performed in Manila in November through December of 2008. Overall, this video is a decent clip show, and it is a good way to kick off the 20th anniversary that would happen in 2008. But because of Baby Bot being so impatient of waiting for Barney's surprise, I will have to give Dino-Mite Birthday a 6 out of 10.
Whoa, that was crazy. Woo.
Well, that's a wrap on the first batch of the second generation of the hit era Barney home videos. As always, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let me know what are your thoughts on the videos from the second generation of this era. Do you think that the videos are enjoyable, or do you think that the original intention for Let's Make Music could have been better? Also, hashtag Justice for Riff and hashtag Riff Nation. Next time, we will be diving straight towards the first half of 2008, the year where Barney celebrated his 20th anniversary, from celebrating around the world to Once Upon a Dino Tale. This is Dre Edwards, and to quote Riff, later skaters!